Afro Fish OG. What is up, everyone? It is Taylor from Afro Fish OG along with Black Scorpio again for another episode here of Afro and the Scorp. Oh man, it feels like it's been a couple weeks since we've done one of just you and me. I
You know
think.
what? Even though it feels like that, man, it's never a hit and a miss. It's always like, you know what? The show keeps going. We pick
Oh
up where we
yeah.
go. That's what it is. It's never a like, what do you call it? A disengage. It's strong. That's how it is. That's how you know it's good.
No, exactly. And I'm actually excited to do this one because I always feel like lately it's been just one thing after another. So but we are here today because there's a lot to talk about coming up here. And man, to start off right off the bat, this is something that I wanted to talk about because this is pretty big in my opinion. There's been a lot of gaming leaks, and obviously you see in the title up here, Spider-Man had a canceled, like it was leaked, but it was like it was supposed to be like a multiplayer. I don't know if it was a fully multiplayer game or like an update or like a DLC kind of thing where you could actually play with other Spider-Men. And
Oh
women.
shit.
Yeah,
Really?
it was actually like the trailer came out. They had Yuri Lowenthal doing a full voice thing for it, and like you basically the goal was you were supposed to be taking on the Sinister Six and like different era kind of things, like you're like different like I'm pretty sure it was live service, so it's kind of like grindy, different era kind of thing. But still, like I really I saw that and I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. You could play, I mean, imagine having up to five other other people jumping in and doing combos and stuff, beating up the bad guys. Like I don't know how that would actually be. Personally, I would need to see a Spider-Man co-op before I saw a full multiplayer thing. Like 5, 6 people. I just need to see
Mhm.
one, you know what I mean? Because
But
like
that would be crazy. Like having 5 or 6 Spider-Man just like running around the entire city. It's like, dude, if one Spider-Man could clean up crime in a single web, 5 or 6
I mean,
is just
5 or 6
you can't run.
save the universe. I mean, they do. They
Oh
save the
shit.
multiverse. So like it's definitely interesting in my view of um that like I never thought that would be a thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's really really cool. There was a lot of events. I actually saw a Spider Gwen in there. Um or Ghost Spider, Spider Gwen, whatever the fuck you want to call her. Like it was it was so interesting. I'm not gonna lie, man. It was really, really interesting. I've never seen anything like that. So to see a Spider-Man, would you guys want one? Because I mean, that's what I want to question you: is would you want a multiplayer? Like,
Honestly, I haven't played any of the latest Spider-Man. Like I haven't played Spider-Man 1, 2, Homecoming, but I've played the original, like the Xbox One, the good old days of like, the Peter Parker days with what's his face, Tobey Maguire. Remember when the movie dropped for the very first time, the old one? I played that
mhm.
Spider-Man, and the Green Goblin and everything. Um since those days, yeah, like I would actually love to see multiple Spider-Man running around the city. It's like, would you really call it Spider-Man or Spider-Men versus
Well,
like
it'd be like it's like I think they were going to call it Spider-Man: The Great Web
mhm.
or something like that. So it would have been, a full-on like I want to say not a remake, but like a full-on different, like a full different adventure.
So
You know what I
basically
mean?
like a full-on remaster.
Well, it would have been like a. I don't know if it'll be something because, like I said, it was canceled, so it's hard to say what it would have been. Like, would
Mhm.
have been like a Miles Morales kind of thing, which I think we're gonna get another one of those. That seems to be a real kicker lately. If you haven't noticed,
Well, wasn't
um,
wasn't it Miles Morales? Was it, or was it Spider-Man 2 the one that it actually introduced where you could actually play as two Spider-Man, where you have Miles and
that's Spider Man.
um
That's amazing. That's the Spider Man 2 game, the one that just came out.
Okay, so you would say that that would basically be the first initial, just to see that you could actually play as
Well, you
two.
can switch off. Yeah, you should be able to. Like, I think they should have a big update. This allows me just to play co-op with another person.
Again, I
Um.
don't see why not, because that's perfect grounds for co-op right there. Like,
Oh yeah, one person gets to play as Peter, one person gets to play as Miles, or if you both want to play as Miles or something like that. Um. I think it'd be fun. Like I really did enjoy Spider-Man 2, despite that I've talked with my own flaws with it. It's not a perfect game. Um, like it wasn't game of the year worthy, but it was definitely good. What up, Devin? Sony isn't gonna let that happen. No, they won't. Unfortunately, which really sucks because Sony. I mean, I like how Sony's built on um having a lot of good single player experiences lately, but um
what's up, Devin?
uh the thing that got me a little bit too with the Spider-Man 2 is, and I'm replaying it because the update just came through with New Game Plus and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
I started going through it again, and when I'm playing as Spider-Man, I'm having a really good time. Like I'm having a really good time. But as soon as the game starts to slow down, I don't care.
But
Um
see, but again, like Devin actually mentioned a good thing here, because Sony isn't gonna let that happen. See, Sony is behind a lot of subjects lately. It's always behind a lot of talks. It's always Sony. Like, what is wrong with them?
I mean, I think they want to. It's like they want to have their cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? Like they want. Like I have totally fine with, like Microsoft bringing in different games. We're seeing that right now to PlayStation, which I'm totally fine with. Right?
Mhm.
Sony's not going to do the same. I personally don't care. I'm not really surprised that they're not.
Well, I mean, they're doing that, and then they're also the next little topic of what I'm like gonna be going on, which is about their original flagship that everybody is also hyped and like in talks about. But again, it's just a rumor. Bloodborne. Honestly, I have yet to play it, but that's actually coming up next week. That's gonna be my guilty pleasure game, so everybody's gonna have a
Mhm.
fun time watching me "Ugh,"
That's
like
100% true, though.
yeah.
Sony wants
So
people to play their games, but they don't really listen to fans. That's true. It
yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't seem like they do. They That's why I think them and Ubisoft go hand in hand together because Ubisoft don't listen to their fans either. But
Well,
like,
but yeah, like like how I'm also saying about the Bloodborne thing is, again, them and From Software or Form Software, whichever, the ones that did it, they're not leaking it. Apparently, fans are wanting and hyping up because the Ghost of Tsushima that's coming out for the PC. They're in talks about Bloodborne, about how it's dropping a remaster or remake, which it's entitled to. Like, I don't know why Sony's taking. Again, I don't know why Sony's not jumping on that. It's one of their flagships of when the PS4 dropped. It is their exclusive. Why not? It got a 9.1 according to IGN. It's a great game of like one of the Souls like series and stuff like that. It's dropping for the comics release of the Dark Souls series. But that's mostly what the topic that we're talking about is, like, leaks and rumors.
mhm.
So again, even though it's not confirmed, are we possibly gonna end up seeing a remake of that or Spider-Man 2 eventually, because again, it was canceled, or was
Well,
it?
the thing is, the funny is, for a little bit they were talking about how like we're gonna get a Venom remake because we want to play as Venom and blah blah blah. But personally, after seeing the multiplayer one, I think I just have the multiplayer more. Um, it I that's what I would want personally. Seeing Dark or Bloodborne get a full remake,
A
or is
full
it,
a full remake there.
I don't
So
think
what
it needs
they're
a full remake though because the game is still like very sound.
it
Um,
isn't it isn't because
like
honestly
if
I've
it's
seen
just
gameplay footage and everything. There are certain things that could be tweaked definitely, but it's that touch up of the Unreal Engine, um just to give it that pizzazz. Like, they've also been saying about how they wanted to even integrate it into the PC to give them new new items, new cosmetics, new mods, new everything, but it would actually be really, really well done. They should also integrate like maybe a part 2 to it. But yeah, it's does it really yes and no. Again, it depends on how far you want to take the engine to
I
what it
think it's
is.
more just graphically because like I think gameplay wise it's still very good. Um there was and even graphically too, I'm gonna lie, for being 9 years old, I think it is.
I believe it's
Um
9 years.
yeah, it's like 9 years old. It still looks well because of how the art design is. It has that more archaic, like that Victorian kind of style, which really works for its more grainy nature. Um there's actually something I was looking at an article. I deleted it out, but I might be able to find it a little bit later. I'll send it to you if I can. But they were talking about comparing Elden Ring to Bloodborne and
Yeah,
graphically and how you did you see that?
yeah.
How graphically Bloodborne just holds up better than Elden Ring does, which is fair because I mean you look at Elden Ring and as much as I enjoy Elden Ring, despite the fact that I am absolutely butt trash at it. Um, it is it doesn't look super appealing anymore. It's kind of like a Skyrim. Like
Really?
when you to me, I mean, it looks more appealing to Skyrim. Don't get me wrong. Like it looks more appealing to
Right.
Skyrim, hands down. But it gives me kind of the Skyrim treatment. When I sit back, you know what I mean. When I sit back and look, I'm like, oh, cool. That urge, the whole like to me, it was like Lingrave looks kind of cool, but at the same time, it feels a little bare. This is the one thing I've always said that Far Cry games do better, but they feel like a much more lush environment.
Hmm.
But I think Bloodborne getting a remake, I don't know, maybe like a remaster to upgrade the graphics, but I think overall it's pretty. I'm banned in Elden Ring. I need to hear the story of how Elden Ring was like, yeah, we ain't doing this today, Chief. Like, but another, like I said, between the Spider-Man and Bloodborne, even ones that we were talking about before, one of them that came through, it's not really a leak, but it's something that is being slated to come out. And that is what was it? Topspin,
Right.
the golf game, or not Topspin, tennis game. And I don't know if anybody else is a big tennis fan. I'm a huge tennis fan. I actually really like tennis. It's really fun to play. I'm
I'm
not like
only a fan of the Mario Tennis.
what well, that's fair. And I haven't played Hot Shots tennis yet, but once I start playing that, I probably won't stop. So the thing is that with Hot Shots with Top Spin, apparently shut up.
Hot Shots
Oh,
Tennis. Let's go golf.
oh my god. I wish I would have. Like,
Flamingo. No,
um
no, you're actually just on time.
yeah, my so I'm
We're
looking
just
at
going over about leaks and rumors of
2K20. It's actually a
Spider-Man.
2K game. Which is actually really impressive for being a 2K game, which means that more than likely you'll have to pay for each racket. But like, but I think it looks like it'll be pretty fun. I'll personally play that. I like Top Spin. Top Spin was one of the few tennis games I actually really enjoyed. Besides Mario Tennis, that's fair. It's kind of like Mario Golf. I love the original Mario Golf, but I can't do any of the extra ones. Like for some
Um,
reason, I just can't.
yeah. Oh, also sorry to go back to when you said because you are and slash have done your Elden Ring run. Um, will you be touching the DLC, the one that's just dropped?
Well, I'm still working on it. Play if Anna Kournikova is in it. That's fair. I mean, I'm sure she will. But if she's not, you just create your own character.
Mm.
like, like that's definitely fair. But no, I think once I finish Elden Ring, if I ever finish Elden Ring, we'll definitely be going into the playing the Urge Tree DLC. There's there's a lot of really fun ones I've been watching. Like there's one where a guy plays as Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen and just jumping around and stuff. It looks like really fun. Oh, Pet Shop of Horrors. Oh goodness. Oh, what's that weird one? What is it called? There's an anime that I wanted to check out. It's a manga, I think. I don't think it's an anime, but I think it's called like
Is it part of the Junji Ito collection? Pet Shop of
Oh, the
Horrors?
Junji Ito. Um,
Because that's actually one that I want to actually get
is he
into.
the one who wrote
I've heard the Junji Ito collection is actually really good, like the Uzumaki and everything.
Uzumaki? That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Uzumaki.
Yeah.
Uh,
Every time I hear
yeah,
that, I
it's
always think
this.
it's like part of the Naruto series, but like there's
Right.
other words other than Sakura and Uzumaki.
Well, actually, what's crazy about that is they actually make a reference to it in JJK.
Really?
Because I know that the whole thing with the spirals, right?
Right.
And then there's the dude, like you see the dude whose like body is all morphed and he's like into a spiral.
Hmm.
Oh, they actually do one. One of the Kenjaku his ability is Kenjaku's ability is Uzumaki, maximum Uzumaki. And when after he absorbs Mahito, he actually turns Mahito into the spiral symbol.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, Mahito can change his form into whatever. So
I'm not gonna lie. The last time I saw the spiral symbol was on a fish cake.
yeah, I would have ran. Anime
I was eating ramen the other day and I
High
saw the fish
School of the
cake.
Dead.
It's like,
Oh my god, High School of the Dead. Oh goodness.
but don't worry, we will save the anime talk for another one because I know when it comes to the channels, you're always great with the anime talks.
Yeah,
But
well, although we're doing like I've been doing it with my friends Moose, and actually I had another friend of mine joined yesterday or the day before, so I'll be able to check that one out. But that was actually turned out to be pretty good too. That was a Dragon Ball themed one.
oh yeah, High
Um,
School
High School
DxD. I'm there all
DxD.
the way. I'm there all the way,
um,
man.
and I have never seen High School DxD. But we did it. We did a good one. I got to find another name for that one. I'll probably call it like Afrofish does anime or something like that. But
No,
I
of
don't
course.
know
Like
because I know
I
you're
feel
not.
bad.
You don't do oh boobas. I didn't realize until I saw that. But yeah, I think I'll probably call that one.
Well, don't get me wrong. I do anime as well. I haven't really gotten back into it. I will be getting back into it shortly. I read a lot of Black Butler. I'm a little bit behind on the volumes. I've done the Full Metal Alchemist series. I've done the Hellsing series. I've done a lot of anime. I'm binge watching six to 12 different animes on the go for the next month. Um, all probably going to be done in 2 weeks. Other than that, I was thinking about getting into the Junji Ito, like I said,
Yeah.
mangas. So I will be picking it up, and yeah, no, you know what? Like I said, you're into your anime. You do the Afro's anime corner type style, and yeah, you might see me come in there every once in a
Afro
while.
on the anime corner.
Mhm.
But
Welcome to Afro's Bazaar.
right, Afro's Bizarre Adventure. Like
Yeah,
but no, because I'll get in trouble. Like but I think it'll be definitely it'll definitely be cool for sure.
yeah.
I'm excited. Yeah, I want to check out these like Junji Itos. But at the same time, I also don't want to because I'm gonna start like running and just start screaming and running away. like every time I see a spiral.
I mean,
like
like I
I'm
said, I saw it in a fish cake, and I'm like,
gonna...
no.
one day I'm gonna have a kid one day, and they're just gonna be like, "Dad, look what I made." No, 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 no. Oh man, no,
Yeah.
that'd be funny as hell. But no, like I'm excited for also the Mario movie. I don't know if you guys knew it or not. Getting back to it, the Mario movie, the sequel just got announced. It is slated for April 3rd of 2026, I believe. Yeah, 2026. Um, so that'll be a little bit ways away, but I'm excited. You know what I mean? Like I loved the Mario movie. Um, I am really excited for those to come through. On top of that, for those who don't know as well, if you do you have a Switch? Do you have a Switch?
I did, and then I unfortunately got rid of it.
Okay, so apparently the Nintendo Switch Online is getting 3 more games. I just saw this. Dr. Mario, they're all Game
Ooh.
Boy games. Mario Golf and Mario Tennis. Speaking of which,
Okay, I did play Mario Golf. It was great. Or Super Mario Golf, the latest one, not the one that they've announced. And I love Dr. Mario from the old original games.
yeah. So it's going to join. So they'll be joining the gaming catalog, which I've said before. The subscription is only $20 a year. Actually, that's actually not terrible. But that's the online subscription, not including the Game Boy and all the other stuff. But the thing that only with me is that I do miss, and for those who don't know too, I do miss the virtual store that the Wii and the Wii U had. Like this Nintendo subscription catalog has just not been it for me. That's the reason why I haven't got it. Um, I couldn't get into the Mario. I swear to God, if you say it's because of Chris Pratt, um, like, I feel like that's the only reason why. But it's like I don't know if you've watched or if you played. I'm sorry, if you played like the any of those other games like the Nintendo, the Mario Tennis on the Game Boy or anything like that. But like the virtual arcade, the virtual store that they had for the Wii was huge. The catalog was like stretched down the line. You know what I mean? It was
Right.
ginormous. And now they've shrunk it down to like this much. And I'm like, yo, get your shit together and just put the games up on there. Like it shouldn't be that difficult. You know what I mean?
No, of course. And again, it's pretty much just going the way of the digital era anyway, so might as well. Like,
Hmm.
what's the holdup?
Have you played Luigi's Mansion?
I did. I
Okay,
did.
Luigi Mansions 2 HD is coming into Switch as well.
Sorry, let me correct that. I played Luigi's Mansion 3 when I had the
Okay.
DS. Like,
I
but it
never
was still
played
fantastic.
I played a tiny bit of Luigi's Mansion 3. Um Also, I want your opinion on the Fallout TV series.
Okay, actually that's actually good because I did love Fallout. I have the anthology collection. Originally that came with the hard copies, not this bullshit digital copies nowadays, but um honestly, I hope they don't screw it up, but I could see a good Fallout series. I hope they do well with it.
Mhm.
I mean, you can't really mess it up. It's another post-apocalyptic movie. It's not like we don't have millions of them already, but at the same time, it'd be good to see an actual change. If they do go like almost the same way that The Last of Us did, it could actually work. Again, I like to give hope to the actual series before it goes because I could already like I'm a visionary. Like I could vision it in my head if they properly go down the right path. Um,
Mhm.
but again, it's up to how they're gonna make it, how they're gonna script it, what their take on it is, because I'm afraid they're gonna go to the way of people who have not played the game or don't even know what Fallout is, or like it's not gonna be about like us fans. It's gonna be more about how can we put something out there to attract people who don't even know nothing and just make money off of them. Like that's what I feel.
Mhm.
Just like the Mario movie, like it catered to the fans, which is great. But imagine if they actually failed to try to reach out to people who are like, oh, let's just slap whoever inside of there, slap Mario on it, and call it a day. Like, is it gonna attract the wanted people?
Mhm.
It's gonna be a flop. So they're taking huge risks for huge rewards. Um, yeah, see, again, even just like Devin just said just now, what about the Halo series? Again, are they going to continue with that? Are like if they're gonna, it seems like they're putting too many game references to movies slash TV shows in one basket that they're gonna end up flopping if they don't watch how they're gonna do it because people will lose interest.
Right. No, and that's how I feel too. Is like I personally. So when it comes to the Mario, we'll start with the Mario sequel, right?
Right.
I think the Mario one. was like the Mario movie was fine. I didn't expect much of it. Like I it's kind of like Sonic. Like this first Sonic movie, you really could, for the most part, take any other character. You could swap Sonic out with Speedy Gonzalez, and for the most part, it would be exactly the same.
The only difference is the animal.
Yep.
Really,
There's really no difference. It's the most generic
Romans.
baseline version you could do.
Right.
But it worked for the series. With this Mario one, it just made sense that they just go into the Mushroom Kingdom and the story. That's it. With this sequel, of it, now it has expectations. So, I've also mentioned before that I think this Mario one is going to go into space. I think we're going to see Rosalina, Wario, Waluigi, Daisy, Yoshi. Those are going to be the big ones you're going to end up seeing. Villains will probably end up being Wario and Waluigi, and I'm totally fine with that. But I definitely understand the whole Chris Pratt thing threw a lot of people off. I personally don't care. I think his voice was fine. But with the Fallout thing too, I don't know, because I'm not a huge Fallout fan, so to me it doesn't matter a whole lot. Will I watch it? Honestly, probably. I don't watch a whole lot of shows. Probably not. I know like a lot of people really love The Last of Us. But I also, I've talked to you about it too. I don't give a fuck about The Last of Us. I've never cared about The Last of Us. Like I've tried to play it, and I got bored.
That's fine. It's again, it's not everybody's
No.
like cup of tea. It's very hard to say. Like The Last of Us was kind of grueling to some people, but then again, it's like I love the post-apocalyptic. Like, okay, I have to watch how I say, because I say I love the post-apocalyptic, but then there are some post-apocalyptic games that I'm not really that keen into myself.
Oh boy. I recognize as Bob Hoskins. Oh, that movie was terrible. That movie was garbage.
But
yeah. But speaking of which, since he brought it up, did you guys hear about like John Leguizamo talking about like how his Luigi was like revolutionary, despite the fact that you were in one of the worst movies to ever been an adaptation ever?
Is this the original?
But yeah, it was like the 1980s one that I tried to block out of my brain with drugs and trauma.
But at the same time though, you got to give him props for giving at least a Mario movie back then.
I mean, that wasn't a Mario. I don't know what the fuck. That was Mario. That was Mario by name. Like that's that's like making a Die Hard movie and putting a hat, like putting Link's cap on fucking Bruce Willis.
No, but I remember there used to be a Mario movie, or was it the
There was a TV show. There was a little TV show.
Where they actually went in the pipes and did the real thing. But again, how like. But
was the greatest role. Charlie Day is the best Luigi, and he's in the animated movie. Don't fucking at me, because you're not winning that argument. The thing is that if you hear, like, you listen to Charlie Day's voice at any point, and you're like, oh, that's Luigi. Like, seeing his voice as Luigi just makes absolute sense. By the way, I need to finish It's Always Sunny, because that show is funny as fuck.
What show?
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh.
Fantastic show. I absolutely love it. It's stupid, but it's stupid in like the greatest way ever. So System Shock was one of the ones we just talked about too for a little bit. So apparently System Shock is coming to PlayStation and Xbox. Last year it was on PC. I want to play System Shock. I've never played System Shock before. And the only reason I want to play it is because obviously it's the predecessor to BioShock. It was the inspiration to make BioShock, and BioShock is by far. Also, I do keep hearing parts of it, parts of BioShock. Oh, it's gonna be it's gonna be an animated, or not animated. It's gonna be like a live action show or something like that. I don't know, but personally, I think BioShock is one of the greatest games of all time, and actually, Carly gave a reason to our video games a type of art. I think it's absolutely like Raul Julia's M. Bison. Yeah, it's terrible. But I mean, there's no way you're gonna find like a jacked up, roided, like 6'9" dude to play M. Bison. He's when they play Velma. Yeah, we don't talk about Velma because Velma was a terrible show. Like Velma was trash in so many different ways. So yeah, I would yeah, don't talk about Velma. We don't talk about Velma. We don't talk about Velma here. We talk about good shows for the most part. But no, I think seeing System Shock come through would actually be really, really fun. I don't know. And also, by the way, I also wanted to mention too. So I talked about this a little bit, but I want to get more into it. But I went to Anime Milwaukee this last weekend. And it was really good, a lot of fun. Maybe I'll post. I talked about it in a TikTok, but I might post the pictures up. I don't know if I'm going to yet because I don't want to blur out faces or anything like that. I don't want people getting like people getting mad at me, being like, "Oh my god, you just used my picture." So
blur out faces as you start posting it all over my picture, like right here. You're gonna
right. Just use your face for all the pictures.
Why not?
But no, it was really, really good. And watching people play Street Fighter got me going. I'm not gonna lie, fellas. I need to get off. Okay. Yep, you have a good one too. Thank you. Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, take it easy, Devin. Have
talk
a great
to you later.
one.
But yeah, it was crazy watching Street Fighter. Like the way that there's so many different games, but obviously the Street Fighter 6 one was really interesting. That was on the Friday night. It was a tournament, and it got me realizing I need to start playing another fighting game. Like I need to play an actual fighting game. And I'm gonna have to do Street Fighter because I don't think I can do Tekken. Like I like Tekken a lot. I will end up picking up Tekken, but there's something about watching Street Fighter that is to me just more interesting.
Well, that would be like me in Mortal Kombat. I've always been a Mortal Kombat fan. Like plus I like Tekken, like the original Tekkens, like 1 and 2 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't get into them now. But
I feel like
Mortal Kombat's where I'm kind of at.
I think Mortal Kombat is good. Sometimes I feel like they're I end up catching myself like not even realizing that like I'll just start watching the fatalities.
Yeah.
And I realize I think I have an issue.
With what?
Well, I'll just sit there and I'll watch all the fatalities with like one person. Like it was crazy. Like they had Peacemaker there. And I watched all the fatalities with Peacemaker. So it's kind of weird watching them just crush nothing. But like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat is a lot of fun. Yeah, they really are. But I think the thing too is like watching Street Fighter 6 and watching the players and how much they interact with it and like knowing the combo moves and all that stuff is so cool. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. the video games I meant. Yeah, no. What is it? There's that part in I think it's Mortal Kombat 2 where Sindel's like, "Now you will die." And I'm like, I hope you never get a role. But like, no, I'm just kidding. I hope she was really successful. But like, I think when I watched people play Street Fighter, and there was a lot of it Zangief. Zangief, like I have a friend of mine who's a really big Zangief fan, loves Zangief. But it was so cool, like I mean, because it's just super technical. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they're just spamming moves over and over. Like you need to know what move goes where at what moment, because otherwise it's like, oh, they're backing up and then boom, one hit goes and then boom, into a combo, and you're watching Zangief just slamming people and stuff. And it was fun. Like it made me realize like I want to try that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I do. I want to try those kind of like fighting games, and they're interesting. They're appealing to me. Fighting games are appealing, and I think they're appealing to just a mass audience because they're the ultimate like show me what you got.
Well, they require skill.
They do. They require a lot of skill.
Skill that I don't have. That's why I play like Mortal Kombat.
That's why I play Smash Bros.
That's why I play Mortal Kombat. Well, Smash Bros has skill to a certain degree. You got to know how to mash a controller. If you don't know how to mash, then like, what skill is there?
Fair. I know how to use Pokeballs.
Dude, I'm a Jigglypuff. I'm a Jigglypuff player.
Oh, well, I instantly hate you now. But like
What was your
I
number?
just need to play something. I learned I needed to play something else more. And actually, this leads into something very interesting. So, over the last week, I've been noticing people talking about Helldivers 2 and the whole like wanting the meta play.
Hmm.
Okay. And I feel a bit different on it. One of the big things was like, okay, if I want you to play a meta style playing, which I'm assuming meta style to me seems like the most like, okay, we're going to this mission, so I want you to use these kind of guns, this kind of armor. This is what we're doing. You know what I mean? We're playing highly tactical. This is how we're playing, right? I personally see nothing wrong with that. I
No,
don't. It's
no,
not
no.
like it's everybody. And obviously the person was like, I felt like everyone should play this way, which obviously is just not true. It's not going to happen.
I
But
mean,
I feel like there's nothing wrong with wanting a specific style, especially if you were doing like high end. If I was playing, like, let's say I was playing, I don't know, Overwatch. This is one I use a lot. If I'm playing Overwatch, this is a prime example. I want a good comp.
mhm,
I want good team comp. I don't want someone all of a sudden going and just playing a Genji that they just started with 30 minutes ago and now is running across the fucking map getting owned.
right.
I don't want that. You know what I mean? I want a specific type of player. And I think people who played multiplayer a long time. So no, there was a back and forth like people saying, oh, well, you shouldn't be able to tell people how to play their game, blah, blah, blah. But it's my server. If I'm playing my server, you know what I mean? And even if I put an open queue, right? I put an open queue and I say, this is what I want. This on this list. I want this you guys to play this, right?
Mhm,
I don't have specific players to play it, so I'm going to put it as an open queue. Okay. I think that's fine because you already gave the list of things that you wanted, right? So
right.
if someone comes in and is now, fuck you, I'm going to play the way I want to play, I'm going to kick you.
No, of
There's
course.
nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not. You're even stating everything you want right then and there. Abide by what's there. You don't get lost. Simple.
It shouldn't be that fucking complicated. But
Clearly, it is.
for a lot of people, it is. And I've never fully understood why.
I mean, again, you're not wrong. I've had people come in and like I've had some people, sorry, some viewers in my stream as well, wanting the whole are you gonna play Helldivers yet? Are you gonna play Helldivers yet? Are you gonna play Helldivers yet? I keep saying I'm sitting on it. Again, I'm still sitting on it because again, where is it gonna go? Where is it gonna go? Is it gonna be something that's the flavor of the month, flavor of the 3 months? Then is it gonna dissipate right after? We've seen games that have done that. Right now, it's just basically a multiplayer horde mode that everybody is enjoying. I'm not giving slack on it. Supposedly, it's a really great game, and they just introduced mechs into the game. So to go along with your meta thing as well, I mean, it's not that far off because every other game does it too, like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex. What's the meta? So it's not a fact that people just I want to play the meta and that's it. No, they want to play the meta because they want something that maybe I want to get into a new game, but in order for me to keep up with others, give me the meta. This is what everybody's running, so I don't feel left behind. It could be a pro, it could be a con. Of course, there's the meta's always changing. What one meta works for somebody doesn't always work for everybody. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've tried even let's say COD. I've tried what the metas were and they were shit to me. But apparently that's what the meta of half the lobby is playing. But why was it shit to me? I don't run that meta. That's why. It's not mine. Everybody has their own
Right.
versatility, their own like yeah, their own gaming styles.
Well, and
So
and it comes down to like, okay, so if we're playing a game and I'm like, hey, we're going to be using rocket launchers and M95 laser assault rifles, right?
mhm,
That's what we're doing. Like that's what we're doing.
right.
Like you don't get to all of a sudden, like, no offense, but you don't get to dictate and be like, fuck you, no, I'm gonna play this game my way. Like, no, that's not how that works. Um Like that part bothered me really bad, and I saw one dude. I think he goes by Wally Hot Take Video Game Hot Takes or something like that. And I've seen him before. Like he has like usually a video game that he'll hold, and then as he's talking within the mic and stuff like that. I think his route of it was fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I think his route of it was absolutely not. I don't think it was very good. I think his take on it was. I mean, it's his opinion, but I don't like his opinion. I think it's wrong. So, I don't know. Like the more I watch it, the more I just had issues with it. Another thing too, I don't know if you knew or not, but another Star Wars game got canceled again.
Which one?
This was last week.
Because
Respawn was making a Star Wars game and it got canceled. Yep.
Unbelievable.
So Respawn was making a Star Wars game, got canceled. Apparently they are working on a new game that is set in the Titan universe. I think this is fucking dumb. And nothing because I personally really do love Titanfall. I love Titanfall. I think Titanfall is fantastic. But why are you canceling? You know what I mean?
Like, so is it Star Wars being canceled or is it another Titanfall game?
It's in a new game. So according to this article here from Early Game, it said the Respawn, the makers of Apex Legends, had been working on a Star Wars game, but it was canceled. So they're working on another project, and it seemed to be set in the Titanfall universe, which means it's probably going to be an Apex style game.
It is. Well, here's the thing. Apex is directed from Titanfall. Originally, Apex, if you go back to the OG days of Apex, since I have been playing since the beta, originally the map, even though it was Kings Canyon, if you go behind the scenes, that map before it became Kings Canyon was a Titanfall multiverse game. It was designed for mechs. It was designed for Titanfall. So they were working on it, and they ended up scrapping it, which ended up turning into Apex. So maybe they're going back to their actual roots, which may be a good thing. So for any Apex Legends fans out there, maybe that might be a good thing too. But for Star Wars fans, yeah, you could see why it's kind of stupid, or it kind of sucks that they had to cancel their games to go back to that, because it's just unfortunate. But yeah, it's
dumb. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like it's
overly played.
It's like, you know, I personally don't care, honestly. And I should say I don't care. No, that shouldn't be. That's what I say. You know, I feel like it's gonna be kind of a remake of Titanfall 2, where it's gonna be probably more than likely it's gonna be some dude or some woman and the Titan itself. You know, they have to form some bond or something like that.
Well, technically, that's where the Apex legend of Valkyrie came from. Like her, if you've played Apex Legends and you've played as Valkyrie, when she came in, they distinctly linked her to her father being Viper from Titanfall 1. And when he got killed, she literally said, "Give me the ticket." If you watch her backstory, give me the ticket to the Apex games because she wants to avenge her father. So,
which I mean, it's
there's the link.
It's cool and all, but it feels like kind of I don't know. Feels like a force. I think it's probably the atmosphere around Titanfall versus Apex. Titanfall and Apex, you're like, oh, they're set in the same universe. Cool. They don't feel like the same game at all.
They're not.
And that's like you have this overly cartoony explosion feel, but then you had this hardcore. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel the same. And I think because of it, to me, there's a bit of a jarring disconnect between them. Yes, you can link the two together. That's fine. But, like, would you really take Valkyrie and could you slap Valkyrie into a game like Titanfalls with the way that it doesn't look the same? It doesn't feel the same.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't fit. That's why, like, I've played the Titanfall 2 multiplayer, and they did it right. If you really wanted a Titanfall game Titanfall 2 multiplayer was where it was at. It was you jump out of a mech, you're a pilot. You don't have special powers, you don't have special gear, you
No.
are a pilot. You
Mhm.
you go around shooting other pilots. Then you call down your Titan. Then you whoop ass in a Titan. Other than that, if you cannot, you jump on the back of a Titan, you throw your grenade in there, you explode it. Simple as that. You are a soldier, you are a human. Not like Apex. Apex, they're all disformed and given super special powers or technical abilities to enhance their gameplay and everything. And then given the fact that like nerfs and buffs and blah blah blah, I enjoyed Apex. I love Apex. I come from Apex. Like, but is like would you declare it as a Titanfall spinoff? No. But
No.
because it's set in the universe as Titans and like the whole games and stuff like that, sure, it works. It's part of the same realm. But it's definitely not the same. Like the closest thing to the Titanfall game would be when it was introduced in COD when they were doing the whole let's do the space fights and they end up trying it with the mechs. Like
Right.
remember when that came out and that looked kind of stupid, but at least that would have been the closest thing to Titanfall because they actually had soldiers and pilots as opposed to, oh, here is Rampart, somebody that could pull out a Gatling gun out of their ass, or Valkyrie, who she flies up into the sky and does rocket launchers. It's like, okay,
Mm.
like she's not a pilot.
No,
If
she's
you took
not.
like if you took them individually and said, okay, this is a mech with their abilities, there you go. You got a Titanfall universe.
Well, and that's why I feel like when what they're doing is they're gonna take Titanfall or like the Apex or whatever this game is gonna be, right? And they're gonna try to use it to connect Titanfall and Apex even more. Whether maybe I'm playing as Valkyrie or something, something of that magnitude, which personally I don't want to see. I personally don't want to see that.
Like I said,
I'm not a
like I said, for me, it would be interesting to see how they would connect the two. I could actually see if if you take away their abilities or their like powers in Apex, but you give them to the mechs, then it's a different story.
Mm, right. And no, and your exact the thing is like you just don't. It doesn't feel like it, and because it doesn't feel like a Titanfall or a Titanfall game, to feel like it's like it's connected feels really forced. You know what? Really, it gives me vibes of like if you remember how Disney was trying to like merge a lot of their fucking IPs. Um, like by saying, "Oh, this is connected to the same universe." It gives me those kind of feels. Like Pixar does it organically, um, but this one doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It feels like when Disney was like, actually, the family of what is it? Fucking Frozen, the parents in Frozen, the king and queen or whatever, survived their shipwreck and wound up on this island and gave birth to Tarzan. And I'm just like,
that's so disconnected. It's not even funny.
no,
It's
this
just
is
sad.
dumb.
It's just sad. Like
Right.
if you, yeah, like now if you were to say like maybe how some Pixar's did it, where I don't know, Lilo and Stitch. Lilo ends up in a rowboat with Stitch. They get drifted away, and then they end up in
Arendelle.
Moana there,
Oh, Moana.
like Moana, because they're both islands. Let's just say,
Right.
but it flows. It flows like they could connect.
I
Obviously,
mean, it
depending on
flows
where you come from.
better for sure.
Like I'm just saying, just because like you gotta keep it kind of real, not
Right.
yeah, like
Well, and
you
that's the thing. It feels
said,
like you're just throwing shit at a dartboard. Um,
exactly.
and it's not working out. It's not working out, fam. So
No.
it's definitely an issue. I don't like that per se. I'm not a never been a big fan of that kind of shit. But hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't want to say that. What was I gonna say? lost my train of thought.
It's all good, but you know what though, as we're talking, I'm also picking up a few ideas of what maybe some future topics could be about. But if the chat is also picking up anything, maybe they could give inputs as well as to what they feel like they're looking forward to, what they're not looking forward to, what they want to hear from us. Other than that, I've picked up on pretty much some other things that we were actually talking about. We've touched on some pretty good topics that we could go more in depth about. But yeah.
No, exactly. But I think we got everything here that we were talking about. So everything's actually it was a really productive stream. And I appreciate having you on as always.
Yeah, man. Same.
Well, with all that
Always
being
good.
said, appreciate everyone else for listening. Be sure to check out myself on Twitch and YouTube as well. Be sure to check out Black Scorpio. We're on Twitch. And with all that being said, everyone, I'm Taylor from Afro Fish OG, and I'll catch you all in the next one.